What's good YouTube? It's your boy sSickened, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys the best run defense in Madden 20. In my original run defense video I showed you guys 4-4 split, but in today's video I will be going over 3-4 odd. The play that I use is pinch dog 2 press, and then you can also use cover 4 drop show 2 as well, but we'll be first going over pinch dog 2 press on defense. And then on offense, I'll be running a variety of stretch and dive plays out of different formations, so you guys kind of get a different look and see how I stop the run. But we'll begin with single back ace inside zone on offense. So when you come out onto the field, this is what your defense is going to look like if there is an even split on each side of the field. The first thing that I do is left bumper down on the left stick to bring in the entire defense. Now, since there isn't a heavy side on their offense, I'm going to place either safety, this safety right here on the left side, or this safety right here in the middle. I preferably like to place the slower safety in the middle of these two linebackers, and I like to put them in a quarterback spy. So this is what it should look like as of right now. And I usually use the other safety, and I stand behind the first safety that I move down, and I put in a quarterback spy. This is all you have to do, but if they start to run primarily stretch plays, I like to spread the D line, and all you have to do for that is left on the D-pad, up on the left stick to spread the D line only. Now this will stop basically every single stretch play in the game. The reason why I place this safety right here in a quarterback spy, like I said, you can either use this safety right here and move him into the middle, or you can move this safety over here and move him into the middle. Either one works, but like I said, the reason why I place him in a quarterback spy is, let's say he's in a deep half like this safety that I am currently using right here. Right when the ball is snapped, he's going to start to drop back into his specific zone. No matter how many times or what type of run plays they use on offense, he will always tend to drop back if he does have a deep half responsibility. So when they are in a quarterback spy, they'll actually just play for a little bit right here, and then they'll pursue whichever way that the ball carrier is running. So if they're in a quarterback spy and they run into the right, he's literally just going to run straight to the right side every single time. If he does not automatically start to pursue them, he'll stay in the middle for a little bit of time, giving him a little bit of slack, and then he'll scrape over the top, and he'll usually fill up a gap in the middle right here. Or if he plays perfectly and the guy just runs straight to the outside, he'll just scrape over the top and make the outside tackle just like that. So now the reason why I place him in between these two linebackers right here is because this linebacker and this linebacker right here are made to just basically pick up any pulling guard or get blocked by any type of offensive lineman. This safety right here that's in a quarterback spy is used to help me right here as this safety make the tackle. Now you guys may be saying, what if they go deep down the field? Now this is why I was talking about the cover 4 drop show 2. We'll get to that in 1 second, but now the reason why I use this specific play and I move the safety down into the quarterback spy is because this is if your opponent is going to run the ball every single play. If they do not run it, if they do not pass the ball and they only run the ball every single time, I always move this safety or at least one of the safeties into a quarterback spy in between the two linebackers like that. Now if they do a dive, you could pinch the D line, but like I said, people really like to run stretch plays in Madden 20, so that is why I like to spread the D line, and you just basically want to stay over the top. You want this linebacker, this safety, and this linebacker right here to pick up all the blocks, and you want to make sure that you're able to scrape over the top and be the final tackle. Now, if they do run to the outside and then they come back to the middle, that's why these three guys right here will be picking up all the blocks from the offensive line, and it is your responsibility to make sure that you do not over pursue and you actually fill the lane. So I'm going to show you guys a few examples of why this defense is so effective when trying to stop the run, and then we'll move on to cover 4 drop show 2 to show you guys how that is good at stopping the pass and the run. Alright, so we're now in cover 4 drop show 2. Let's say your opponent does this play right here. They block both tight ends and they just fade route the B and the X wide receiver. So when they hike the ball, this is what it's going to look like. They're going to play action and they're just going to lob it up there. I'm not looking for completion right here. I'm just showing you an example of what many people think when I say I'm going to bring in these safeties. Now, let's say you're in cover 4, drop show 2, okay? You're going to do the same adjustment, left bumper, down on the left stick to bring in the entire defense. But rather than pitting a safety and a quarterback spy, all you need to do is just spread the D-line just like last time. Now, if you look at this play right here, there is a quarterback contain. I do not like the quarterback contain because it's less pressure. So I do left on the D-pad, up on the right stick to slant them to the outside, and then Y left bumper so you protect the sticks. This causes your 2 outside cornerbacks to have a lower chance of getting beat deep down the field because cover 4 is technically a match defense, meaning they will play man-to-man versus zone unless you do play the sticks. So they will basically stick above the wide receiver because they are in a cover 4. So like I said, you spread the D-line, you crash them out, you hit Y, protect the sticks, and now this is all you have to do with your defense. You just move one safety in between the 2 linebackers like last time. The reason why I do this is if your opponent is running the ball, but he's passing the ball, he's running the ball, he's passing the ball out of a single back or an I form, and you don't really know what to do. This safety right here in between the 2 linebackers will automatically drop back this way. So if your opponent is literally just going to hike the ball and then toss it up there, he'll have to worry about this safety right here in between the 2 linebackers and the cornerback going deep down the field. And unless he were to do a slant in the middle of the field, that is the only thing you have to worry about with your user. But your user can still stand between right behind the safety and the 2 linebackers, and let's say they ran a stretch to this side, you just come down. But let's say it's a play action, you see that he's actually going to pass the ball, so let's say you started coming down, but then you just drop back right away and you guard any wide receiver. Now they could have the tight ends do 2 slant routes or a flat route, but it's totally up to you and totally up to whatever your opponent likes to run for you to determine what you do with this safety right here. So he's in a cover 4. He is responsible from this right here all the way to this side over here. So if the B wide receiver were just to do a fade or a streak down this side of the field, you have 1 cornerback to worry about that. But if he only has 2 wide receivers, he has to worry about this safety and that cornerback over there. So it is going to be your responsibility as a user to make sure he does not run the ball. If he play actions, you just drop back right away, and that is when you try to stop the passing game as well. So like I said, this is the play that you use whenever your opponent is running the ball, passing the ball, but then you do pinch dog 2 press, you pinch the defense, you spread the D-line, you put this safety right there in a quarterback spot, and this is your defense to stop the run. So I'm going to show you guys a few plays out of cover 4 drop show 2 to show you guys how effective it is whenever your opponent were to do a quick fade down the field, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.